Back to Ozarks today on this Tuesday. SGF Yields targeting a new group in its crackdown to make sure that drivers yield to pedestrians. Billy Brightman is live in Springfield to tell us more about this part of their safety campaign. Billy, good morning.
Good morning. There's a yield check happening today where an officer in plain clothes waits at a crosswalk to make sure that drivers are yielding. But also today, for the first time, officers will be looking out for pedestrians who aren't using crosswalks. When this program started back in 2017, 25% of drivers were yielding. Now those numbers usually sit between 50 to 60%. But pedestrian safety goes both ways. SGF Yields studies found that half of pedestrian crashes in the city are caused by drivers failing to yield, and the other half are caused by pedestrians not using crosswalks. These yield checks cause a spike in compliance around the city, and by tackling the issue on both sides this time around, city leaders hope people form better habits all year round.
Motorists get frustrated with people who do not use crosswalks, but the issue is if they're not yielded to at crosswalks, they're less likely to use those crosswalks. And so that's why crosswalk safety has always come first. Now, as we're pivoting, there are some people that just will not use the crosswalk, but we have shown that crosswalks are a lot safer now. We've done a lot of progress, and so it's important for people to start using those facilities.
Today's yield check is here on North Glenstone, where there's one of those flashing pedestrian beacons that hopefully no one will miss. Live in Springfield, Billy Brightman, KY3 News.